look like Linda Belcher.
Thank you. This is the dream all the time. I love when my hair is massive.
You do look like Linda Belcher.
Should I go get my glasses?
Yeah, let me go get my glasses. Hold on.
A few moments later.
Okay, but you have to introduce yourself as Linda Belcher. You're ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Linda Belcher.
And this is So I'm Watching Barry, Season 4, Episodes 1 and 2, Yikes, and Bestest Place on Earth.
I did a bad... I did not give proper props to my theater background because I could not... I couldn't get it out.
You really... She just blew out her hair.
Yeah. And I love when it's like freaking massive,
so
where it was just full of secrets. Here.
Just exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to even think how she would say it. Linda. No, that's not,
I'm Linda.
that's not even... I don't know. I can't do it. I want to be able to make sure I do justice.
Okay. So, we are back with Barry. Very exciting. When last we left, Barry had been arrested. Sally was on her way home, and NoHo, Hank, and Cristobal were like away.
Yes.
So we kind of pick up with everybody in the same spot. There's a lot of like kind of dream sequences in these two episodes.
Yeah. I feel like all last season we said this, but Barry's not doing well.
Barry's going through it. He's in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I think, would this be considered like disassociating, or is he like, he's like going somewhere? Visions are not, that's not the word I want.
I don't think he's dissociating because he seems relatively aware of his surroundings, but I think he's thinking about things that have happened to, because we get a lot of flashbacks of him as a boy, like the first time he met Fuchs with his dad, which are interesting that it happened so early. I don't think I remembered that he knew him from childhood.
Yeah, because I thought that they met when he was just in the Marines.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, God.
Well, although no, Fuchs has said things before about his father.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize it was still from childhood.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh, God, so that's just like violence grooming.
It's super gross.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then we got him sort of like imagining Sally and Kusno and the like acting class like while he was in the prison yard and stuff like that. So it's definitely, I don't think I want to say dissociation, but he's definitely like,
what is that called?
He's doing something.
There is a term for it where like you are seeing things that are not there, that are like marrying into your like current moment.
Hallucination?
Maybe that's
the only thing I can think of.
I can't brain good today.
Yeah, it's late and we had a whole work day.
It's a Monday.
I did 2 hours on an episode of Buffy today, so.
I went to the gym, and after I'm done at the gym, I'm just like a deflated balloon.
Barry is also in prison with Fuchs in the same prison as him.
Which I think is interesting.
It is interesting.
Because I would have figured that they would have tried to keep them separated. And I guess I didn't realize that Fuchs had been arrested. I think I forgot about that.
Because he was like trying to pass himself off as like, or he was trying to, no, he got tagged as the Raven.
So was he in Chechnya before that?
Yeah, he came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's been back for like a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm remembering everything now.
We should have rewatched season 4 and we didn't. We've been watching Downton Abbey.
We're busy. We're watching a lot of stuff.
So Fuchs is also speaking to the FBI. He is being offered witness protection, but I'm not entirely sure why, because when he comes to them and tells them he can give them more information on Barry, it doesn't seem like he really, I guess he's just going to tell him about the, like,
Probably
hitman
all
stuff.
Yeah, all of it.
He then ends up having like a breakdown with Barry, and then he decides he doesn't want to rat on him. And that's the thing too, is like with all of these hallucinations, I actually can't decide what's real. Like when Fuchs was across the prison yard and he was like, why did you tell me about how you killed that one what you did to that one businessman? Was that real? Because he must have been wearing the wire at that point and trying to get Barry to like confess. But Barry just was like, you were right about Kusano. And then he walked away. And so that's, I think, when Fuchs decided that he wasn't going to go through with it.
I think it was more seeing Barry get the absolute shit beat out of him by that prison guard.
Prison guards are not cops.
Nope.
Not even a little bit. And they're all bitter Bettys about it. And so when Barry was like, I'm a cop killer and I would kill you and your kids and your wife and stuff, I was like, he's not a cop though.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're, I don't know, it's the boys in blue. So, I mean,
he was wearing beige.
Yeah, but it's like, it's still, they're going to take advantage of the fact that they have a cop killer in there.
Yeah. The prison system's broken.
Yep. Top to bottom.
It's really bad because he just like takes out his baton and then just wails on him alone in the bathroom.
Yep. Locks the door behind him. Beats the ever-loving shit out of him. It's
unreal.
Yeah.
Illegal, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I think Barry also was asking for it.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah, he was like, because he's trying to convince himself that he's bad Barry.
Yeah.
Where for so many seasons, he was trying to convince himself that he is good Barry. But so now when we have these moments where good Barry slips out, like when he smiled at himself in the mirror and he immediately hit it off his face.
And then punched the wall a bunch.
Oh,
horrible.
I don't understand people that when they are having this type of emotion, when they want to hurt themselves or break their own things.
No.
Because it's like, I'm going to have to deal with that after I get through this
After I'm done having a tantrum, I'm going to have to deal with it.
I'm going to have to buy a new phone after I broke my phone. I've never broken my phone, by the way.
No. I almost broke my glasses once because I was so mad at my job. I fumed the entire way home. I came in, I slammed the door, I went in my bedroom. I threw my glasses down, buried my face in the pillow, and screamed for like a solid minute.
That's why I had
so mad.
A box of Ticonderoga pencils in my desk.
That's
so every time
wasteful.
But you could sharpen both ends.
Okay, fine.
So, but yeah, just snap it right in half anytime I was mad and couldn't scream at work.
So I also liked that when Barry was like waiting for the beating, it started the ocean sounds again, like we got all through last season when he was like in the midst of all the people he had killed. I thought that was really interesting. Also, Bill Hader directed both these episodes, and I know that we said it on every single episode of season 3, but like, it's not cool that he's so good at this. It makes me, I don't understand how he can be so good at so many things. Like, because it's the comedy and it's the drama, and now it's directing and writing and starring in something he directed and wrote. I can't take it. It's too good. And then meanwhile, Sally is at home and her parents are terrible. We also really see where she got it from.
That the dream that she was having on the plane.
Oh yeah, what the hell? There was like a man with dirty fingernails over the back of the thing.
I don't know.
I don't even think it was a man that we know. Because like at first I thought it was going to be Barry or Fuchs, but it didn't look like either one of them.
Oh, could it have been Muffin?
I don't think that guy had curly hair like that.
Did he have curly hair? I thought it was just like dirty.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It was really creepy. Maybe it was that guy. Maybe it was the guy that was choking her out.
Maybe.
Could be. Did Barry kill that guy? I thought yes.
I think he did, yes.
Okay.
Because why would he be the one guy?
The one to let it go. Well, just because then he lied to Sally in episode 2.
No, I feel like because he killed the rest of the like gang or whatever because it was the motorcycle people.
Yeah, okay. Well, then he lied to Sally in episode 2. Because she was like, where is he buried? And he said, no, Muffin went to a new home. Or like, Muffin is fine at home or something.
Oh.
So then he lied to Sally. Regardless.
Par for the course at this point.
No, it's fine, yeah. Her mom is a piece of work, and her dad is an opposite piece of work.
She didn't stand a chance.
Not even a little one.
No.
And then they turned her room into her dad's man cave. That man does not need a man cave. If anything, the mom needs a she shed.
Probably.
It's just, how did those people even get married? Why are they still married? I don't know. Terrible.
Well, and the fact that, so they were watching the first episode of Joplin, and because the dad wanted them to
support, yeah.
And Sally's like, this is the last thing I want.
Yeah.
And the mom is just drinking wine, and then they say something about Sam, and she was like, you use Sam's name? She was like, not his last name. And so then she like got defensive about, the mom got defensive about Sam, and she was like, I'm going to call his mom because I see her at church. Why would you do that?
Also, Sam is like such a common name.
Right.
Who cares?
I just don't.
Also, Sally was totally right. She was like, he choked me. He
Yeah.
put his hands on my neck.
He
and
is an
choked me.
abuser.
Yeah.
So why are you going to call the abuser's mother?
Mm-hmm.
It's just small towns.
We've talked about it before, and I always forget her name. I love Sally, Sarah Goldberg. I love Sally. I think she's such an interesting character. And the fact that it happens almost every time, because she did it a couple of times in these episodes. When she first finds out that Barry was arrested for murder, she starts out quiet and then she just starts screaming. And so she doesn't even raise her voice to her mom in that scene. But then her mom is like, well, I'm not going to respond if you're going to scream at me. And it's only after she says that she starts screaming at her. It was hilarious. I just think Sally is fantastic.
I do too. She's awful, but like, you kind of get it.
Well, also, I think, especially by this point, I think she's kind of coming out the other side of it.
I agree.
Because she's dealt with so many real world things right now. Like, I think in her mind, getting choked by her ex-husband was like the quirky thing that happened to her before she left home. You know, it's like the thing that she can like dine out on. Like, you know, I left an abusive relationship. But now that it's like she's got that and she's like kind of seeing through her parents a little bit more, and she was dating a little and living with a literal murderer. Her TV show got canceled and it's the only thing she worked for her whole life. She's known as like the girl
Entitled
on TV
girl.
or on like all media and everything. And it's just like, it's really funny how like all of her stuff imploding has kind of led to her being a more regular person.
Yeah.
Because she just can't handle all the like artifice of stuff anymore. She doesn't care that her mom's going to run into Sam's mom at church.
Yeah.
She's like, he choked me. I can use his name in this.
Yeah.
Who gives a crap?
Well, and then I think it's interesting as well when in the second episode, when she was sitting down with Lindsay, and Lindsay's like, I cannot be your agent.
Yeah.
You know, all of these horrible things are happening. But she was like, but you could get a reality show. You could have a podcast and make more money than God.
Yeah.
So you have those two, you know, the two big strikes against you, but you also have integrity. So sorry, because it's like, if someone who didn't have integrity could take this situation, because that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, oh, she's just going to just go through the stratosphere fame-wise with all of this stuff. Because the way that you could spin it, she could come out smelling like roses on the other end of it.
She could. I mean, you could also, and that's the type of thing that happens like all the time. Just like, I don't know, check yourself into, you know, what's the rehab called that's out there? Oh, there's the one that everybody goes to.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been so long. We aren't in like peak Perez Hilton anymore. We aren't.
Check in for like a week and then be like, I had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, I went in for exhaustion.
Yeah.
But so then
promises.
Yes. But so then it's interesting again with like with Lindsay calling out her integrity, because it's like previous Sally would absolutely ride this for all it's worth.
Yeah.
But it's like now, because she is evening out a lot more, is she going to take this and try to spin it into something else that could work?
Yeah. On the flip side of that is Kusino.
Oh my God.
Dude. Off the deep end. So he's kind of cashing in on this. They're like writing articles and stuff about it. He's in the news because he helped catch Barry. And then he tells, Jim gets contacted by the Vanity Fair reporter, Lon O'Neill, who is played by Patrick Fischler, who I love. He gets contacted by him, and Gene is like, you can't speak to him. It'll mess with the trial. And so then instead, Gene contacts him and is like, I'm the only one that's going to talk to you. You'll get the story, blah, 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 whatever. And so he sets up this Leslie Knope level scavenger hunt following...
Leslie Knope would have been successful.
True, 100% true. But all of these, like, note cards, these dramatic-ass note cards with, like, wax seals and everything, and he doesn't even make it to the second one before the guy catches up to him. So he gives him the final card and tells him to meet him there, and it's at the theater, where he puts on a one-man show of his relationship with Barry, and the guy is eating it up.
Yes, he is.
He is having the time of his life.
And every time we cut to him, he's just, like, Mr. Cousineau is just more sweaty.
Sweaty.
He has got arm pads on, like elbow pads.
Yeah.
And it was just, by the time he was finished, I mean, hair soaked, everything soaked. He took off the top t-shirt, has a towel wrapped around him.
And he, like, is making Barry's voice this really dumb, like, hi, Mr. Cousineau.
Hey, I'm gonna do this. I need to be in the theater.
Why is he from New York? It's
if I can't be in the theater, I'm gonna...
So weird. And so then, after what has seemingly been hours, Lon O'Neill stands up and is like, so he came here and took your acting class and he killed your girlfriend and then you helped catch him. And he's just like, yeah, that's it.
It's like, okay, great.
Just ridiculous. So I can't wait to see how that is going to backfire completely on them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
and the trial and everything. Charles Parnell was also in this. He's the DA. I like him a lot. Yep. He's a good actor. He's fun. And then Hank and Cristobal are in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They're renting a house, and the landlady comes to fix the stove, and they get in a conversation about the housing market and how there's not enough sand, like quality sand, for the building market. And so Hank and Cristobal separately have the same idea that they need to get into the sand business. But then Hank goes to call Barry, right? He tries to call Barry.
Well, he has that dream.
Yeah.
And then he tries to call Barry and someone else answers.
Okay, which must be a cop or somebody that confiscated his phone. So he looks him up and realizes he's been arrested and decides he needs to get him out of prison. But in the meantime, the second episode, which is called Bestest Place on Earth, is about Dave & Buster's. It's not about Dave & Buster's. The title's about Dave & Buster's.
It's about Dave & Buster's.
But basically, Cristobal finds a guy named Bong, I think he called him. And they're getting together, him and his crew, and then the Guatemalans, to see if they can make peace, because they need the, like, ships and trucks and stuff, and then they need the Guatemalan muscle. And so they take them all to Dave & Buster's.
And they do a very, like, what's the big speech guy?
Tony Roberts.
Yeah.
Or Robbins.
Yeah. Very much that.
They're, like, back and forth. And then at one point, it's like Hank has forgotten which direction he's going, because he runs all the way back around Cristobal so that he can come back at him from this direction.
It was great.
So funny. Just, like, really hype up, like, we need to do this, and you need to put down your beefs, and, like, we can, you know, get them arguing on the sand and everything. And then they just, like, let them loose in Dave & Buster's, and then I guess are there conference rooms in Dave & Buster's? Because
like party rooms.
Okay, party room. So they take over a party room, and then they're doing, like, more speeches with the, like, headset mics and everything.
And they all have their prizes.
All their Dave & Buster's prizes. It was so, all these, like, gangsters with Dave & Buster's prizes. So funny. And so that's when Hank drops that he wants to get Barry out of prison.
Without running it by Cristobal. So by the end there, Fuchs has called Hank and said that Barry betrayed him. Well, because when Fuchs went to go get Barry to go talk to the lawyer,
right,
Barry wasn't in the cell, and Tomas said that he got moved to special housing.
Yeah.
So that means that Barry didn't want to bring Fuchs along.
So he is now getting some kind of deal.
Yes.
Like, so protective custody is what we're...
Yes.
Okay. Because he did say he could turn over... Although, it was funny that he said that, because he was like, I can give you the Chechens and the Bolivians. But I was like, all of the Chechens and Bolivians are dead.
And I don't think he knows that.
Exactly. Which I sort of was like, this is all going to come to nothing, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about that until just now. Wow.
So, I mean, I'm sure that he's able to, like, pinpoint some other stuff, too, just because he was, like, such a high-level assassin. But still, that's, like, I do think it's going to come to bite him a little bit.
And we think that he means Sally, right? That, like, the other person he could take with him? It has to be Sally.
I think it has to, because otherwise, unless it's Fuchs.
But they would have taken Fuchs, though.
Not necessarily yet.
Okay.
Because if Barry needs to give all the information first, they wouldn't necessarily tell Fuchs. So that's where I'm sort of like, if Fuchs thinks Barry sold him out, then, you know what I mean? Like, there's the drama.
I hate Fuchs.
And it's really too much to hope that he wants to take NoHo Hank with him.
I know.
But yes, I think it's Sally or it's Fuchs. Like, that's it. And Sally does come to see him in prison. And that's when she asks about Muffin. And he's like, is that the only reason that you came? And she kind of is like, yeah. But then she admits to having felt safe with him. And that kind of sends him into a tailspin. He's just so good at it.
I know.
So good at it. He's just, that's like all he wants is to know that someone feels safe with him, which is kind of astounding for a literal assassin.
Yep.
I don't know. It's so good.
I think someone that feels safe with him and that someone that actually loves him, because he keeps trying to force Jean to tell him that he loves him, and Jean obviously won't do it.
Yeah.
So it's just, wow.
Yeah.
The show is just so good.
Yeah. So basically, Hank is talking to Cristobal, and he's like, I just think we need to get Barry out of prison. Like, I think we could use him. And he also is like, he's my friend, and he's in prison. And Cristobal is like sort of coming around on it. He's like, but he doesn't understand Hank's relationship with Barry. He doesn't know why he likes him so much.
Yeah, and I feel like there's probably like some romantic jealousy. Yeah. Because I mean, it's not I understand why Cristobal is confused, because it's like, why do you have such a fucking boner about getting this guy out?
Yeah.
Because he's like created such a shitstorm.
Yeah.
So why? It's
bizarre. But then Hank gets the phone call from Fuchs that tells him Barry sold him out. And so everybody is at such a heightened, like, place that even Hank is, like, not 100% sure, like, what's going on. But he hangs up and he comes back in and he says, we need to kill Barry. So, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't either.
So, how many episodes we got this season? 8? So few.
And they're only like 30 minutes, right?
Well, some of them have stretched, but these ones were basically 30. So, yeah. I mean, amazing as always. I literally can't wait for next week for the next one.
And they're still doing the patented thing where the preview is just one random scene.
Like 10 not even 10 seconds of a clip of just a car driving. These also will likely keep coming out on Mondays just because it's late. Sundays are late. So
sorry.
Yeah, but I can't wait to keep watching.
I'm very excited.
So let us know what you think. Like and subscribe, please. You can also join our Patreon if you're interested. Patreon.com/soimwatching. We also have a Cashapp and Venmo if you are interested in helping us keep the lights on. And other than that, just I already said like and subscribe, so do it.
Awesome.
Bye.